Oh yeah, you know what this is? This is MotorStorm Apocalypse. This is the demo, and I'm Jeremy from GamerTel.com. In case you're wondering why I'm about to show you the MotorStorm Apocalypse demo, simply because it was released in the European PlayStation Store and not the North American PlayStation Store. So I had to use my European PlayStation Network account to grab this demo, and this game comes out in Europe first. You know, that rarely happens, but it comes out in Europe on March 16th, that's next week, and it comes out on April 12th, next month, in North America. So let's just get right into it. See, in this demo, you can select from two vehicles. There's your supercar, and there's your super bike. Let's go with the supercar for right now. And yeah, these are your controls. You know, it's pretty, cut and dry stuff. R2 accelerates. You can shunt people by pressing square or circle. Your boost is X. You steer with the analog stick, the left analog stick, and you taunt people with the directional pad. And if you ever plan on braking, it's L1 for your handbrake and R and L2 for your reverse. So this is the only stage that's in the demo. I believe this is... I played this back at E3 last year, and I think this is the same demo that they had back then. But yeah, let's get started. Now, one thing that I can tell you about this game is that there's a lot of steering assists in here. You know, this is not a simulation by any means. So you'll drive crazily, and then you'll get crap like that. And if that happens, just press X or select. If you press select, oh, nothing's happened. Oh well, forget it, we'll deal with that later. But anyway, yeah, it's not a simulation, so you'll find yourself like spinning out, but then you'll be magically centered once again. It's all about the destruction and running into people and crashing. So realism is gone. See this guy? If I don't want him in my way, I just shunt him like that. And that adds to your heat meter that you can see at the lower right hand corner of the screen as I hold the boost, and as that guy holds on to my car, the heat meter increases, and if it gets too high, you blow up. That's why it's a good thing to always look for water, so you can run through the water and use your boost. Oh, crash. And use your boost to continue to get more boost when you're in the water, because it cools you down faster. And what I also like about this is when you crash, it shows you, hey, you're out, but it lets you jump right back in, absolutely no problem. And there's also these moments that you'll probably see here in this demo where you have to press triangle. They're kind of like, hey, look at this moments. Like you would see in Gears of War, something happens in the background and the camera just wants you to focus in on it. It's playing some dramatic music. See, I almost overheated there. Oh no. Yep, and right back into it. As much as I want to start drifting around corners as if this were Burnout, I have to remind myself that this is not Burnout. That you're not going to be drifting around corners at super high speeds. As you can see, you can lose control of this vehicle. You can't just do whatever you want. See, there's the holy crap, look at that moment. And it's really cool because it makes you think like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? And I really wish I would have made it out of that, because when I played this before, I managed to make it into this tunnel without crashing. And you just never really know where to go when things like that starts happening. It's not a bad thing, it's actually quite exciting because it makes you think on the fly. Do I turn left? Do I turn right? And I think the game, at least this demo, does a good job of giving you enough time to make a decision like that before the walls literally start coming down on you. So we're gonna finish up this race, and then I'm going to jump into the super bike, and we're going to give that a spin, see how that controls, how much differently that controls. And if you're about to overheat, see the screen, see, look at those people just running into them. I mean, there's no blood or anything. Oh no! Yeah. But you know, just like Mortal Kombat, I love how the action just keeps going. You know, you don't crash and you start off from 0 miles per hour and you have to work your way back up. It says, hey, you crashed, get right back out there. And I finished second as the bridge was falling. Awesome stuff. So let's just continue. And yeah, this is just a bunch of promo stuff telling you what you can expect and la la la. Can you survive the apocalypse? Hopefully they'll just throw me. Let's just quit and then we'll go back and pick the super bike this time around. They're gonna make us no. Thankfully they didn't make us look at that. So we want to see the racing, not the promotional stuff afterwards. Yeah, I do like this new trend that racing games are starting to adapt. You know, not just this from the starting line to the finish line. You know, games like Split Second, you know, to some degree Blur, and the Burnout franchise, Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit. You know, these games is really focusing on just destruction and stuff just going wrong as you're driving. I think it's a welcome change. I can see if it starts to get a little Me Too-ish after a while, but kind of like Zombies right now, it has not quite worn out its welcome. So we're gonna see what this guy does, because clearly you can't just hit a car with your fist and send it flying into a wall. So let's see what this guy can do. Well, I guess he does shunt cars. It seems a little silly, but you know, whatever. This is MotorStorm Apocalypse. This is not, you know, real. I do like how the bike feels. The bike gives you more, I don't want to say freedom. It gives you more control. The car feels a little bit weighted, and I think I might be able to go up. No, I can't. I thought I was able to maybe hit a ramp and go up. But yeah, the bike gives you, if I can stop crashing, more control. Is lighter, clearly, and it gives you a lot more maneuverability, whereas the car is just kind of, really heavy. But as you can see, one of the disadvantages to a bike is that you just can't run into stuff like you would with the car. You see that? I mean, that wasn't even my fault. And I'd imagine that the game expects you to do that an awful lot. To crash an awful lot, to fall behind a lot, and it seems that they aren't letting the competition get too far ahead. Even though I've crashed several times, and you know, look at me, I'm about to take 6th place, you know, if I don't crash. And now I'm in 5th. And as I see these people running around, it just kind of reminds me, I don't know if you ever played Die Hard with a Vengeance back in the PlayStation 1 era, where you would run into people and then blood would be on the windshield. It was the Die Hard trilogy, and then Die Hard with a Vengeance was the driving portion. You had to hit the bombs and all across the city. I was being nostalgic and I crashed. Let me just pause it real quick. If you you know, mess up, there's the restart right there. You can just go right back. It's no problem. But I'm not going to do that. Stuff is happening. I want to shunt one of these cars in the most unrealistic fashion. Just send the car flying into the wall. Oh, would have been really great if this was one of the rooftop stages that was shown off on the PlayStation blog a while ago. Being able to just run or race across the buildings, across the rooftops. That's always pretty cool. As the buildings are falling in the background, you know. Alright, so we're almost done. I'm gonna crash again. Apologize. It's video has passed the 10-minute mark, but that's okay. I mean, yeah, and just check it out. I mean, as many times as I have crashed and I am in 3rd place, so you really don't have to worry about not being a good driver. I may just make it to 1st place if I don't crash. And I guess once I tried to shunt him and almost, oh no! Why these guys are in the middle of the street like that, you know, I'll never know. I'm not going to make it in 1st place. That's okay. See, I'm cooling off, I'm not taking on much heat, and I finished 2nd again. Story of my life, I am the silver medal. Okay guys, so yeah, that's MotorStorm Apocalypse, the 2D version. If you want this, you have to go into the European PlayStation Store and download it. It's about a 1.2 gigabyte file, and you know, you can download on the European account, but I'm playing it right now on my North American account, so I guess it really doesn't matter what account you're actually going to play it in, just as long as you download it from the right store. So yeah, go pick up this game when it comes out if this is the type of thing that interests you, and if 3D is your thing. I've seen it in 3D, and you know, it's 3D, it's nice, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's good stuff. So until next time, once again, Jeremy from GamerTale.com, and we'll see you next time there's a cool game demo feature or anything else I feel like putting a camera up to and telling you about. See ya.